Walter, Andrew Jones has some harsh words for how he says the mayor is treating city employees, and he says San Diego residents shouldn't put up with it. With the plea bargain, Filner will not spend any time in jail, but will serve 3 years probation. He'll also lose some of his pension. Kathleen, as you can see behind me, this is still a very active scene at this hour. I want to start by giving you a live look at the burned out RV. You can see there's still a very large police presence and fire presence behind me. I want to give you a live look at the body of water that we're talking about. This flooding is just outside the entrance to the Marine Corps recruiting depot. You can't wrap up 2013 in San Diego without mentioning the sexual harassment scandal involving former Mayor Bob Filner. But that was just one of many big stories we covered this year. It's been a very positive evening here at the Kevin Faulkner election party. Just take a look around. Andrew, the Bednarski family says Taylor's motto was always go big, and they say he did that every day of his 29 years. Now they'll continue living that motto in his honor.
He loved to sing reggae and spin reggae records.
Taylor Bednarski loved life, people, and music, and was the rock of his family.
He was just my whole strength, and he would just want me to be strong, and he would want us to get through this together.
Taylor's sister Rachelle will never be the same. Last Friday, her brother's life was lost in an alleged DUI crash. The 29-year-old had his whole life in front of him.
He's going to marry this beautiful girl, and they were planning their family, and he had so many things left to do.
Authorities say one of the survivors, William Cady, was driving intoxicated, and when his friends asked him to slow down, he instead hit the accelerator.
He murdered my brother. You know, it wasn't just an accident. They were begging him to slow down, you know, and he just, I don't have a lot of room for anger in my heart, but I'll make some for him.
The crash also took the lives of Sean Gilliam and Jeffrey Becker. 2 others survived, including Trevor Rogers, who is also Rachelle's best friend.
It's just a little bit of sunshine.
Though Taylor's mom was too upset to speak, in these words, she describes a love and loss impossible to imagine.
We were blessed to have him in our lives, and he will forever live in our souls and hearts. And this was never, ever his time to be ripped from our lives and from living his own.
William Cady pleaded not guilty to charges of gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated and DUI causing injury. He'll be back in court later this month, and the Bednarski family plans to be there. Kathleen, we're standing at the Del Mar Lifeguard Station, and where the victim suffered a heart attack was about 75 yards away on the beach. Fortunately, help was right nearby. Every week in the water just beyond the Del Mar Lifeguard Station, local wounded warriors participate in a surfing clinic. But last Thursday, as lifeguards watched from the tower, they noticed something seriously wrong.
You know, within a few seconds, all of a sudden he was just on his back.
Lifeguards rushed to the beach, moving the victim, retired Marine 68-year-old Wendell Barrett, from the water to the sand. He was suffering a heart attack.
Immediately checked his vital signs. He was pulseless, breathless. So we started CPR. We intubated, dropped what's called a king tube to help maintain the airway, utilize suction.
Despite best efforts, it appeared Barrett would not survive.
He was pulseless and breathless for quite a period of time.
Still, crews did not give up, and miraculously, this is Wendell Barrett just a few days later.
Thank you very much. I lived. And thank you for saving my life.
Barrett sent the video along with this thank you card signed by everyone with the Wounded Warriors Clinic. His own signature reads, "Thank you, Semper Fi, Wendell Barrett."
To be part of it and to see a really positive outcome was amazing. And to see him sitting upright, he looks so much better, obviously, than the last time I had seen him.
With the help of local heroes, a man who gave so much for our country is now getting a second chance at life.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Really an incredible story, Kathleen. And while Barrett does still have some medical treatments to undergo, he's doing remarkably well. For now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Oh, that's you with the long hair? Yeah.
They first met playing Little League. Then many years later, William Charlton Lynch and Luis Munoz crossed paths again, this time at Qualcomm Stadium.
As I was walking to my seat, I happened to notice him sitting right in the seat next to mine.
The season ticket holders were randomly placed side by side, and through the ups and downs of Charger football, a friendship began to grow.
It's just a joy, you know, coming to the seat and knowing who's going to sit next to you.
Then last season, everything changed.
He missed quite a few games, and, you know, I was wondering, you know, what was going on.
Turns out Lynch had been fighting a kidney disease for much of his life.
They told me that one day I would be on dialysis and I would be a transplant.
Without hesitation, Munoz offered to get tested to be a donor, and as fate would have it, he was a match.
I'm just lucky that he stepped up and did everything he was supposed to do.
All right, Louis, I love you. I'll see you in a little bit. You'll be a part of my life in a little bit.
October 2013, the kidney transplant takes place at UC San Diego.
We'll be brothers for life.
With a new outlook on life, they hope their story will encourage others to consider organ donation.
Don't be afraid. It's 2 months of downtime, you know, to give somebody 20 more years.
A lesson learned through football.
Oh yeah,
we're running the ball with success.
Then that opens up our passing game.
That will last a lifetime.